Okay, so we got a couple of boxes here, and these boxes, they are from AVID Armor, and I know what's in them, and you're going to as well. Okay, so here we have the first box, and this is the vacuum sealer. So I haven't opened this yet. We're opening this together, and we're going to check it out. Today, we're going to be opening it with our cold steel knife. So this is the Broken Skull, and this is the Steve Austin brand. So let's check this out. All right. So let's open this guy up. This is the USV 20, and it comes here with a quick start guide. So we're gonna pull this guy out of the box, see what it looks like. Now this is the smaller version. They have a larger version, but I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of large things. It's basically vacuum sealing for my wife and I, so this should suffice just fine. Plus we have the external attachments as well, so we can also do the ball jars and that. So let's go ahead and pull this guy out. I'm going to go ahead and pull all the plastic and all that off, and then we'll take a better look at it. All right, so this is it. Now this is what they call a chamber vacuum seal, and this one differs from like your food savers. Not that there's anything wrong with the food savers, but this vacuums inside of a chamber versus sucking air out. So what this does is you put whatever it is you're vacuum sealing inside of the chamber. It evacuates all of the air out of the bag, out of the chamber, everything all at once. Then it seals, and then it reintroduces the air, the atmospheric air pressures back into the chamber. That's when you notice the sealing happens. Now the difference between this and your suction vacuum sealers, like your food savers, is that they use a perforated bag, and they have to use that so that it can evacuate all of the air out of the bag. The problem with them are a couple of things. First of all, the heat strip, you need to let them cool between cycles, and also if you're doing anything like liquids, like chilies or soups or anything like that, anything that's got liquid in it, you could, because you're sucking the chamber out, you're sucking the air out of the bag, you could suck moisture up into the machine. This, you could do that with this as well. We're going to show you as we get into the vacuum sealing with this, how to prevent that from happening, because what this does is it evacuates the whole chamber instead of sucking out of the bag. So we're gonna look and see what all is in here. This is it comes with this. This is the accessory plug, so that you can do ball jars, that kind of thing. All right, and this will plug into. I have to undo it. So there's a port in the back of this chamber that this plugs into, and then you put, in this case we have the chambered accessory coming or with this, but there's also, you can use your food saver type that just snap on the top of the jar, and then you can do that as well. It'll work both ways. All right, so in here we have the user manual, and then we've got some starter bags here. Now these bags, we're going to look at these bags right now, because these bags are different in that if you can see them, they're smooth. They don't have the edges on them. Okay? These bags are a lot cheaper than the Food Saver bags. The Food Saver bags average between 50 cents and $1 per bag. These bags average out to about 5 to 10 cents per bag. So the initial outlay for the machine is a little more than for the suction type, but over time, when you start looking at the cost of the bags, you're going to save money in the long run. So they give you some starter bags here. I ordered some more bags. And these, I believe, are the ones, these are the bags that are specially designed for this chamber. So let's pull this out, this packing material, and we're gonna pull the camera off the tripod so we can give you a little better look at this machine. So we'll put those aside. So I just now realized that I did all that recording without having my light on. So I just turned the light on as well. So let's take a little look here. Get the AVID armor. This has got a manual suction gauge here. Shows you your suction. You can set your vacuum time and temp. There's got a cancel button on it. It's got an auto vac and seal button, the seal button, and a marinate button. This machine will also allow you to do marinating as well. Now the cool thing about this, like I said, is everything happens inside of this chamber. So you put your bag inside the chamber. Let me grab a bag. You put your stuff in the bag. You put your bag in the chamber. There's a little clip here that you would clip, and I'm trying to do this one-handed because I don't have the tripod on, but there's a little clip here. You put this under the clip, all right? And then you would make sure that this is straight across here. We'll do some vacuum sealing with this soon. Okay, then you close this, and then you vacuum seal, and then it does a double seal on the bag as well. So we're going to show you that here shortly. So anyway, this is the vacuum port that I was telling you about for the external. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the other bag that has the bags that we ordered and the accessories. All right, so let's go ahead and open this box up. My receipt, packing slip. Yep. All right, so here we have the AVID armor. This is a pack of 250 bags, the 8x10s. And then this is a pack of 250 11x10. These are the ones that are specially designed for this machine that we have, size-wise. I think it was like 20 bucks or so, I don't remember. It wasn't a whole bunch for all these bags. And then here's our accessory pack. This has got our canisters in it for vacuum sealing the bowl jars. Have another cord for suction. Okay, so we have the vacuum sealer. We brought it back. And then we have our canisters here. I don't know if you can see those. All right. So we have a couple of jars. We have these small jars. I was actually doing jellies, and these were the jars that I was selling them in. And so what you can do is you can take these, because these are small enough that you can actually take them and you can put them inside. You can lay them down, and all you want to do is just take the lid and put it on just like very loosely, just to keep it from falling off, right? You can lay this down inside here, close the lid, and vacuum seal that in the chamber, and it'll vacuum seal just fine. The other option, if you've got a liquid in there that you don't want, I don't know, you could have nuts or something, I don't know. The other option is that, I dropped my lid. The other option is that if you've got a liquid of some sort and you don't want to lay it down to spill, is you take your tube, you plug it in to the port, and then you plug it in. I'm going to just set it here so you can see it. Okay. You plug it into the port here. All right. You place your jar, and since you're doing it this way, you really don't need to put this part on. You place your jar down inside, right? You put this back on, and then you hit the auto vac seal button for 2 seconds, which tells it that you're sealing externally, and it'll seal. It takes it a couple of seconds, and it'll seal this. You want to make sure that you're set on seal. It'll seal this. It's removing all the air out of here, therefore sealing the jar, right? When it's done, you take your cord off, you open it up, and you would have a perfectly sealed jar. Okay? Now you say, well, that's all good, but what about these big ball jars? How do you do that? Quite simple. We have a bigger container that you put your jar in, you put your lid on, and you do the same thing, and you seal it. Now, like I said, these will also work with the vacuum seal type, but that's how you would seal your ball jars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash all of these containers up real good. I'm going to wipe all of this stuff out really good, and then we are going to vacuum seal some stuff. Okay, so today I made some chili, made some homemade chili. I got a couple of jars left here. This was really good chili. So I got a couple of jars left here. This has been kind of cooling all day. It's now cooled down to room temperature. You don't want to do this when these are hot. So you want to either do it out of the refrigerator or after it's cooled down to room temperature. So we're not going to worry about the rings right now because we're going to be using the external sealing container. All right, so here's all we have to do. I'm going to set this one aside. We'll get to that one in a minute. So we're going to take this, we're going to set it down inside of this chamber, just like that, right? So then we're going to, if you look at your lid, you have a seal, and then you have open. You want to make sure that your lid is set to the seal position. So we'll put this on here, okay? And then we are definitely set to seal. So now all we have to do, let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. That's probably good. All we have to do now is hold down on the auto vac seal button for a couple of seconds to tell it that we're using the external chamber and not the sealing chamber. So we're going to push and hold this. And that's it. It's done. So now all we have to do, if you listen, you will hear the open. You hear it open? You hear it seal? hiss, and we have a perfectly good sealed jar. We can turn that bad boy upside down and it's sealed. So that's it. We can screw our lid on here. And we have a vacuum sealed jar of chili. This will now last us, instead of a couple of weeks, it'll last us a couple of months. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do another one. We're gonna do this other one so we can put labels on these and put them in the refrigerator. We want to turn this to seal. Put it on here. Okay. Make sure we're set to seal. And we're going to push the auto vac and seal button. And that's it.